Hi. Hey, it's me. I'm back. Welcome back to my incredibly low effort channel. Um, I really appreciate hearing from you guys. I really appreciate knowing that sharing my experience has made a difference to people, even if it's just a few people, because that's really why I put it out there. Um, I know that looking through YouTube videos has been a really important source of information for me, especially about just who I am and seeing other people who are dealing with similar things or have insight into me or people I know and that kind of thing. That's really powerful, just sharing our experiences. So, so yeah, I really appreciate hearing back from all of you. And I just realized while I was saying that I actually have somebody I need to get back to. Whoops. But yeah, as you noticed, well, as you may have noticed, I am not introducing myself as Liz. Um there's two reasons for that. Um One is that I've just never liked the name Liz. I've gone by it for a long time because it was convenient, uh, especially for other people. But I just don't like the way it sounds. And like, don't take offense if your name is Liz. I don't feel that way about you, and you're being named Liz. I just don't want to be named Liz. I don't like it for me. So there's that. Also, as I talked about in one other video, I am gender fluid, and I've spent. I was with this guy for 10 years. We were married, and the whole time, I mean, I always knew what his type was, and his type is very feminine, and I tried to be that, and I can be. It's not like it's totally a lie, you know. Um, but after years and years and years of suppressing the rest of myself, um, it's come out to play, and it is what it is. Like I am in a very guy-ish space, and I have been for a while. So yeah. So for the purposes of this channel, assuming I continue making videos, you can just call me E. I'd appreciate that. So hi, I'm just making this video. It's like just kind of an update, and I just kind of wanted to talk about things that I've been thinking about a lot, that I wanted to share. Um, so hi, hey, as you might notice, I'm in a different space. I have moved. I was living in the same house that I was married in for quite a while, and now I'm living in an apartment with a friend, and my my situation is just kind of fucked up. Um, I mean, it's not. I my ex-husband is helping me, is supporting me, in terms of helping me afford this place, or really just he pays the rent because I wouldn't be able to, and that's great. Um, I had somebody helping me out with living expenses, um, and that was really wonderful. That was a huge blessing. But they are no longer able to do that. So now I'm in a situation where I have no income, and I mean, I have food stamps and I have people I can beg for money. Um, and I have a few little revenue streams, but they're, you know, uh, so yeah, that's a struggle. But the trade off is that, well, the trade off has more trade offs, but I'm in a much better place. A lot of the stuff that I have recorded in the past was when I was really ill all the time, and I'm still ill, but not to the extent that I used to be. Um, because I mean, a lot of it really came down to the time that I had to spend with my daughter, which is also obviously isn't. I mean, I love spending time with her. I love aspects of it, right? Like being close to her and stuff. But like, as I've talked about, especially on a level of just being autistic, it's been really, really deeply exhausting. Like it wears me out to have her for, I mean, it used to be I would take care of her every weekday, um, while my husband was at work. Um, and that's normal, right? But that was way too much for me. Um, so that's hard. I'm not gonna lie, but it's really nice to be able to function better. And so what I'm doing with that is, I'm in coding school right now, and I have a math background, so I'm hoping that's going to translate into a decent job at some point. Hoping. Um, yeah, but it's wild how much more energy I have, and when I do see her, I can have a lot more fun. So I am generally in a better space. And that's part of the reason I haven't been making videos, honestly, is because um, I haven't had stuff to make videos about so much. Um, my my problems have become a lot less intense, especially when it comes to, for a while I was having meltdowns all the time. That was rough. That's not the case anymore. The trade-off is that now I smoke too much weed, because I was using that to not have meltdowns. But it is kind of habit forming for me. So that's a mixed bag. But still, I feel like I came out on top. I'd much rather not be having so many meltdowns, than not be a stoner, I guess. Um, so yeah. And for that reason, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this channel. Um, I imagine that stuff will come up sometimes, but I just don't have as much to talk about on these subjects, and I'm just kind of working on trying to get my life together. Um, so yeah. um, as you can tell, like pretty much every other video I've ever made, I did not plan this at all. So you know, I don't know what to say. I guess the other thing I just wanted to mention, just because I've been thinking about it a lot, and then I realized it's almost Valentine's Day. Um, is this issue that I want to do more research into this for myself before I say too much, before I make this connection. But I wanted to talk a little bit about rejection sensitivity dysphoria. Um, if you don't know what that is, it's an autistic thing. I've never heard of it outside of an autistic context. Uh, Maybe it is out. I don't know, but it's an autistic thing for sure, and maybe a thing for some other people. And it has to do with. I mean, let me just share my uneducated take because I'm not an educator, and maybe you guys can educate me. But it kind of seems like this is very much connected to autistic people trying to learn from like our social environment that we experience. And a lot of what we experience is confusing rejection, right? Especially as like little kids. And it's honestly it's making me tear up just thinking about it. Not that I can even remember like a specific thing. I was mostly pretty oblivious as a kid. It took me a long time to figure out when people were trying to politely or gracefully uh, reject me. And of course, you know, to me, as to a lot of autistic people, this seems particularly cruel, this sort of attempt to be polite, because it's confusing to us. Like, you know, as an autistic person, I think most of us just want to know what the fuck is going on in an interaction, right? Um, Maybe we can figure it out, but we also don't trust our um, we don't trust our own analysis. So that causes a lot of problems. You know, and then so later in life, RSD tends to manifest in situations where, I mean, we may or may not actually be experiencing rejection. But because of our experiences, we've been primed to assume that's what it is. Possibly even because we were oblivious in the past. So it's like an overcorrection. And this is the part that I'm not sure about. Like, is that really true? Is that why we have it? I don't know. But I feel like that's why I relate to this. Because I just want to be on the safe side. And especially when, like, intense feelings are on the line, right? Feelings that make us particularly vulnerable. We never want to assume that we're being included, that we're loved. That we're important to someone. It's too scary. Because experience tells us that if we assume we are, we're probably wrong. And this is something I've been working through for the last few years. And I don't have any answers. I don't have any advice. It's just hard. I think this is a situation where the onus can't be all on the autistic person. This is something that we need other people to understand about us, as well as something we need to understand about ourselves. We deserve direct communication about these things. We deserve to feel as though we're important and special and loved by the people that we love. And for me, having dealt with a lot of neurotypical culture, for me, words are not enough. Because neurotypicals just say shit. They say things and they don't mean anything. They say thank you and they say I love you and blah blah blah. They're meaningless phrases coming from the mouths of most people. It's honestly very strange to me that people in general believe these utterances because they're just politeness. And of course I'm not saying that nobody really loves anybody, but people use these phrases with such abandon that it doesn't communicate anything to me. So I guess what I've settled on is that I can only be close to people who show me that they care about me. And that's probably filtering some people out. But I haven't figured out a better way to deal with this. I don't have the energy to try and figure out if every single person that I try to engage in some kind of relationship is really my friend. So I can only really go by when it's clear that they are. And, as time goes on, I notice the people who haven't shown me that. What else can you do? I don't know. Let me know if you have some thoughts about this. I don't even know if there's therapy for this, to be honest. I really have not done my research. So, maybe you can enlighten me. Anyway, that is my update. I hope you're all doing well. And let me know if you have any questions or anything that you want me to make a video about. I mean, I'll do it. I have the time. I have the energy. I just don't have the inspiration for the most part. So, yeah, please let me know. All right. Till next time.